Hi everyone, I'm going to show you guys how to make rice with a pot, given that you don't have a rice cooker. And some of my friends who are off at university right now actually don't have a rice cooker, so this is also by request. As you saw just now, I was loading my pot, not very thick, with some water, with some rice. Now, how do you make the perfect rice with a pot without a rice cooker? Oh, I'm spilling. So this is where I am going to show you. So to start, you start to wash off your rice. It's getting hard where I only have one hand. But you can see I am trying to mix my rice around. Wash it, wash it, wash it. You see that the water is getting a little white. So the first layer I would consider it as washing off the dust, any dirt, anything you don't want in your rice. Pour that water off. Okay. Fill it with more water. Wash it again. I personally like to wash my rice like 2 to 3 times, simply because I feel like that it helps with washing the dirt away. But my mom has always said that the more you wash your rice, the more the nutrients you wash away. So I don't know how true that is, but it's just my personal preference. Pouring the water away again. Oops. Careful you don't drop any rice like I just did just now, and continuously doing so. This is good enough. Adding some water in. I don't really believe in what people usually say 1 cup of rice is 1 cup of water, or however they measure. I measure like this. The amount of rice you have is actually measured by the amount of water through your hands. So the way I measure is putting my hands through to the bottom of the pot and then putting my thumb right on top of the water. It's really hard to see, but you can pretty much tell that my thumb just meets my finger. And from there, you can gauge how much water is needed, because from where my thumb is, and then you put my thumb down, see how my thumb's moving? Down to where the water is, you can gauge if that's enough water or not. And it's usually 1 knuckleful. And right now, it is 1 knuckle for me. Okay, so the amount of rice I have is the correct amount of water I have. Okay. Putting it on the stove, turning the heat on. I like to start with high heat, and when it comes to a boil, I like to stir it and then turn the heat onto a very low heat. So I'll come back in a little bit after my rice has boiled. Okay, stay tuned. Now you see that my rice is starting to boil, so I am actually going to stir my rice a little bit to avoid the bottom from burning or thickening too much, and with all the water just sitting on top. So stirring it a little bit, just loosening up the rice, because rice can get sticky when it touches water. Just stirring it, nothing big. It's okay to have lumps like this. Just break it apart. Doesn't even matter if you don't break it apart, because if you think about it, you have a majority of your rice loosened already. Starting to boil. Because my rice is almost to the top, or the water even, it's almost to the top, I am actually going to turn the heat lower before it comes to a boil to avoid any spills. This heat level will assure that my rice gets cooked and the water is also dried. Even if you have too much water, just with the rice boiling, it would actually dry up. If you feel that you might need to add more water, add it later when the rice is formed and you're like, oh, well, there's no more water and it's kind of al dente, or if not a little harder, and I want to add a little bit more water to it. But at this stage, since there's still so much water, I would refrain from adding more water. So we'll come back in a little bit. Right now it's 7:23. We're gonna wait about 10 minutes. Come back and check on it, if not a little longer, okay? And I just put a lid on my rice to help with the steaming process. Take a look. It's been roughly 10 minutes and my rice has become rice. So I'm just gonna let it cook for a little longer. You can tell it's also spilling over the pot. So just letting it cook a little longer. If you want, you can actually try it now. It's actually perfect. I think it's ready to go already. My hands are not, what do you call it, Iron Man hands, but I've cooked long enough where I just stick my finger in and don't really care about it because it's not really that hot to me anymore. So to be honest, we've only let it steamed or cooked for 10 minutes. I would let it keep going for maybe another 5 to 10, simply just for the rice to really come to a nice consistency. Okay, like the good rice. Okay, so we'll be right back. Oh, look at the time. It's 10 minutes. I'm not sure if you noticed, it seems like my rice has gone poofier because the steaming process has allowed it to basically absorb more moisture and to grow, become more ricey. So my rice is also good to eat now. So hope you can try it. And let me know if you have any questions. See you later.